Hello, welcome to the Collegewise Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us this evening. I have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. And if your question is for a specific school, please name the school in your question so the representative knows it is for her or him. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy this great information being presented to you over the next 45 minutes. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional ones at strivescan.com/collegewise. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week. Again, the same website, strivescan.com/collegewise. We are in session B2, where I'm moving my cursor over the screen that I am sharing with you. So those are the 6 schools we will hear from tonight in this session, and that is the order of the presentation. Now I've gotten all the housekeeping stuff out of the way. I will get out of the way and turn it over to our first presentation, the representative from Columbia College, Chicago.
All right, thanks Russ, and thanks once again to StriveScan and Collegewise for hosting us this evening. My name is Marty, and I am currently serving as the Assistant Director of Regional Admissions for Columbia College, Chicago. There we go. I want to welcome you to screenshot or take pictures of any of this contact information and any of, I should say, my information. And I don't want to speak for the others. And by the way, hello, friends. Good to see some familiar faces here this evening. There are some slides with some QR codes. You're welcome to scan your mobile device to get in contact with me afterwards. Once again, my name is Marty. Pronouns are he and him. And I'm going to share some information with you about Columbia College, Chicago. So Columbia College, Chicago, we are a school for creatives. We are located in the heart of downtown Chicago. Chicago is the 3rd largest city in the United States, so we're very fortunate for that. We're a school that really supports and serves creative students. So all of our students at Columbia are in some way interested and engaged with either producing and or supporting creative work. We are also totally and unabashedly a liberal arts college. We like our well-rounded students, and all of our students also study some level of business or marketing. We are really big proponents on making sure that our students who choose Columbia know that they have a responsibility to contribute to the life and the culture in the city of Chicago. So our creative students are off campus performing and auditioning and interning. Suffice it to say, we want our work to be relevant and current and matter. So collaboration with difference is really important as part of our ethos. Hands-on learning, like you see in this picture here. And then the end goal is obviously to make sure that our students are prepared for the creative industries. We have 7,000 students in total at Columbia. Right now, about 40% of our students are coming from Illinois. So, almost 60% of our students are not coming from the state we're located in. I'm proud to report that 99% of our current students are receiving aid. In this past year, we had 60% of students who self-identified as students of color, and 25% of our new students self-identified as first-generation college students. Our majors really encompass 6 different areas. And I'm going to go by the order of the population of students. Our media and digital arts programs, our performing arts programs, our music and sound programs, our visual arts programs, communication and writing, and business and management. On the next slide, you'll see a much more comprehensive list of our majors. But what I want to highlight here is that we are absolutely welcoming students, number one, to come to Columbia and start in their majors right away. We don't have any impacted programs. Number two, if you need time to explore and maybe explore a couple different programs and really have that latitude in your first year to figure out which major or majors are going to be right for you, we're all about that. And then lastly, interdisciplinary work. We always are trying to blur the lines between what is an arts education and really allowing students that freedom to create their own programs of study at Columbia. So we do have an interdisciplinary degree option for our students, but we're also always big advocates for cross-disciplinary work. I like to think of Columbia as not being an exclusionary creative community, but one that is very much self-contained. We can support each other through our work and across our programs. Want to get on to how you might find yourself getting to Columbia. And let me first say that we are always trying to meet students where they're at in the application process, and always really trying to be equitable and inclusive in our admissions process. So there are 2 ways to apply to Columbia. You can find us on the Common App, or you can go to our website. We are truly holistic. We look at every single application, and our decisions really are on a rolling timeline. So there's no early decision or no early action. We've always been test optional for admission. I want you students to really not stress about tests this year for Columbia College Chicago. So please don't worry about submitting test scores, or we can talk about test scores later. What does get pretty particular are the audition and portfolio requirements that each individual program may have. So again, if you have any questions about this, just give me a shout and I'll guide you along the way. And the good news is all students who are admitted to Columbia are considered for scholarships, and any student who does submit an audition or a portfolio, you'll be eligible for talent-based scholarships. We do encourage our students and families and supporters to submit a FAFSA if possible, and you will find all of this outlined on our website, colum.edu/apply. Once again, if you're a student who's thinking the creative arts, you want to be in an urban environment, one with a very vertical campus, lots of bright buildings, a moose blowing a bubble with gum on the side of our communications building, I hope you'll get in contact with me. And again, you're welcome to screenshot this, jot down my contact information, or put your mobile device up to that QR code. Most importantly, my friends, I want you to stay well. I want you to be good to yourselves and to each other. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in this fine Monday evening. And I hope that our paths will cross again at some point in the future. Until then, be well, and I will yield my time.
Marty, thank you very much. I'm going to remind everyone the order of our presentations tonight. Again, we're in session B2. And if you have any questions for any of our representatives, use the Q&A button to ask that question. And if it is for a specific school, name the school in your question. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from DePaul University.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thanks everyone for joining us. My name is Annie Mills and I represent DePaul University for students, mostly on the West Coast, and I'm based myself in San Diego. DePaul is a private Catholic institution in the heart of Chicago, Illinois, with an undergraduate population of about 14,500 students. So while we have big school resources in the third largest city in the US, be rest assured that your academic experience on our campus will be really personal by design. Our average class size is 22 and 90% of our classes have fewer than 40 students. At DePaul, we're proud that our student body is very diverse and reflects the diversity of our global community. 40% of our students at DePaul come from out of state, with California actually leading the way after Illinois. 44% of our freshmen are students of color, and 35% of our freshmen are first in their family to earn a college degree. We are also one of the largest Catholic schools in the US, but the experience at DePaul is really as Catholic as you make it. We have students from over 40 different faith and non-faith backgrounds on campus. And as you may have guessed, we were named for St. Vincent de Paul, who dedicated his life to ending cycles of poverty and social injustice. And we really aim to keep that Vincentian tradition alive. We prepare all of our students to think and act with others in mind, using their higher education as a means to engage in the cultural, social, religious, and ethical values they're learning in service to others. Now, we at DePaul have two campuses, and our students split their time between those two campuses in Chicago. Our Lincoln Park campus, which we call our urban neighborhood campus, has a more traditional feel with a quad, 11 residence halls, a student center, a big library, perfect for all-nighters, those types of things. It's where you'd be most likely to see a student going to class in a DePaul hoodie. A 15-minute ride away on public transportation is our campus in Chicago's financial district called the Loop. There, students will take elevators to class instead of walking across the quad, and you'd be more likely to see a student coming to class in a blazer, maybe straight from an internship, job shadowing, or informational interview in the city. Almost all of our students at DePaul will take classes on both campuses. Now, academically, students at DePaul pick from over 300 options. Some of our most popular programs are housed in our College of Business and our conservatory-style programs in theater and music. We have science and health-focused degrees that are very strong with accelerated options for students interested in medical-related professions. And then the fastest growing school at DePaul is the College of Computing and Digital Media, which is home to film and television, animation, and game design. Film and television is the most popular program lately, and CineSpace Studio Chicago is a huge reason why. CineSpace is the largest film production studio outside of the LA area, and DePaul has their own 32,000 square foot professional production facility there. At DePaul Cinespace Studios, our students learn filmmaking crafts and techniques from very accomplished faculty and staff on industry standard equipment, really steps away from high profile network productions that are filming on that same lot. Current students and alumni have found a lot of opportunities to work on hit television shows like Fox's Empire, Showtime's Shameless, and of course, NBC's Chicago shows Medfire and PD. If you don't know what you want to study, no worries. We are double major and minor friendly across schools and colleges, and we embrace change. As long as you're in good academic standing, you can change your major at any time. Our students at DePaul are very involved on campus, and we have over 400 different clubs and organizations from them to choose from. You can cheer for our NCAA Division I Blue Demons, play club or intramural sports, and maybe participate in outdoor adventure programs or just go jogging along the lakefront. We have political, religious, and academically focused clubs, and about 10% of our students are in fraternities and sororities. In one afternoon, you can attend a theater and music production on campus and then go sample the local fare if you're a member of the Pizza Club. And then to help our students get used to the city, all freshmen take the Chicago's Quarter Seminar in their first quarter on campus, where you'll go on site visits and explore the city using over one of 100 different topics as a lens. So you could take a class about the Cubs, about crime and politics in Chicago, about improv in the city, or maybe art and public sculpture. In that last class, you'd go on group excursions to the Art Institute and the Bean, the most Instagrammed landmark in the city of Chicago. But you'd also go off the beaten path and explore murals in Pilsen and get to know how the history of that community impacts the experience of its residents and the art they produce. The class is a really great way for our students to get to know new neighborhoods and learn how to use the L and the buses, that public transportation, and also get acquainted with resources on campus like the Writing Center, our Career Center, and our Center for Students with Disabilities. We are also really proud of our outcomes at DePaul. 6 months after graduation, 91% of our students are employed, continuing their education, or exploring other options. And that's no accident due to in large part to the fact that all of our students do experiential learning their junior year, either with an internship study abroad program or an intensive community-based service learning project. Our Career Center is really active as well, and they put you in touch with alumni through our Alumni Sharing Knowledge program, which helps students connect with local employers who come to campus to actively recruit our students and have had that same DePaul experience. If all of this sounds interesting to you, we'd love to have you apply to DePaul on the Common Application. We use a holistic review process and are proud to have been test optional for 10 years for admission decision, academic merit-based scholarships, which range from $14,000 to $24,000 a year, and for our honors programs. If you're considering DePaul, really feel free to think about how you want to highlight your own strengths in the application. And if a test score doesn't reflect who you are as a student, or maybe you just don't have a test score, it's a wacky year, that's no problem. For you seniors, or if you are family with a senior in high school, please note we have a non-binding early action deadline of November 15th, and we'll share a decision by December 15th. So if you apply before Thanksgiving, you're going to hear back before winter break. That is all for DePaul, and I will hand it off.
Thank you very much, and want to make sure to remind everyone that you can use the Q&A button to ask questions of our presenters at any time. And if it's for a specific school, name the school in your question. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Lake Forest College.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. And I so love going after DePaul because I actually live right in the neighborhood. And so any of that last vista is what I walk past basically every morning. So I'm Molly Noyd. I'm an associate director of admissions at Lake Forest College, which is a small private liberal arts college located 30 miles north of the city. 47% of our students are from out of state, and we are getting great West Coast representations. We have about 20 students a year from California, 20 from Colorado, 20 from Arizona. And for us, that's a big component of an incoming class because we enroll about 400 students every year. We're quite transparent about the way that merit aid is allocated, and students can earn up to $30,000 in academic scholarships. We have a 96% career placement rate within 6 months of graduating. And in total, we have 1,585 students from 43 states and 96 countries. And here you can see a sepia tone version of the fact that we are incredibly literally named because we are next to the lake, Lake Michigan, and we are in a forest. What makes us unique? There are 4 key pillars to a Lake Forest education that sets us apart: the pragmatic liberal arts, career preparation, Chicago, and diversity. So starting off with this pragmatic approach, we offer a liberal arts education with real world applications. And by that, I mean it's really baked into the way that we require all of our students to learn on campus, because for at least one semester, a student must complete an internship, a research opportunity, or do study abroad. And the perfect way to do this, if you are looking for an urban experience, but primarily seeking that small residential liberal arts experience, is Lake Forest College's In the Loop program. This is a 1 or 2 semester program where students do a part-time internship, and at the same time, they take up to 2 classes either through Lake Forest or through a partner institution, of which Columbia College is one. And then Activate is simply a summer rendition of that. So the experiential learning requirement is for all students. It was formerly just for a couple majors around campus, but it's so important to us that we decided to make it a requirement for all graduating foresters. Our Career Advancement Center is robust, it is strong. We have 11 professional staff, which is twice the national average. Every incoming student is assigned a career advisor from the very first day of being at the college. And students are additionally encouraged to join 1 or more pathways. And by that, I mean we have these pathways that are split up based on students' themed interests. So you could be in the business and finance pathway or the creative arts pathway, and you are essentially added to these pre-professional listservs that provide opportunities to connect with alumni, have internships, and also job opportunities. And in non-pandemic times, we also offer very large-scale networking events such as speed networking and Career-a-Palooza. So Chicago, some of my colleagues have talked about Chicago and how fabulous it is already. So it is the 3rd largest city. For Lake Forest in particular, we are located outside the city. We are 30 miles north. It's an hour-long train ride, and we are a 10-minute walk from the Metra. And the Metra is the 2-story commuter rail that connects the suburbs to the city. And our campus takes over 200 trips into the city each year for both academic and fun extracurricular purposes. We are truly diverse in every sense of the word. We have, as I mentioned before, great geographic diversity. 14% of our students are international, 31% are domestic students of color, and about 1/4 of our students are first-generation college-going students. We are also religiously diverse, and being in the Chicagoland area, essentially any house of worship that a student could desire is within about a 15-minute drive of campus. And below are some images from Global Fest, which is a week-long intercultural international celebration that students in coordination with our Office of Intercultural Relations put on. Academically, students are able to double major and have a minor, or have 2 minors and 1 major. Our top 6 degrees awarded are bio, business, communications, econ, finance, and psychology. So yes, we are a liberal arts college, but we also have incredible strengths in some of those firmer departments. So bio, business, comm. We have a really diverse array of learners at the college, and I love that there's that flexibility to have 2 majors and a minor, or really find a combination that works best for you. First year studies is our signature first year program. So every single student participates in this, and it is an introduction to reading, writing, learning like a college student, and also dabbles a little bit in the city. So if a student is new to the area, they're not trying to figure out the train system on their own, we really show them how to do the ropes. Extracurricularly, our students are incredibly involved. About 50% of our students participate in sports, whether intramural, club, or varsity. We are a D3 school. We have 23 D3 sports, over 80 clubs and organizations, and we offer robust all-campus events every semester, which range from Relay for Life to Forester Day of Service and everything in between. We do have a couple upcoming deadlines. One is fast and furiously coming November 1. So that's our EA1, ED1 deadline. We have an early action 2, early decision 2 deadline of January 15th, and then regular decision is February 15th. And we're on the common application, although we additionally have our own institutional app as well. If you are interested in learning more about the college, we are offering limited on-campus visits, but perhaps more easily accessible, robust opportunity is by connecting with us virtually. So you could connect with me, do an interview if you so desire, as I'm the person that works with all students on the West Coast, or you can meet with a student, a faculty member, and then we, of course, have a virtual tour available as well. So if you do have questions, again, my name is Molly. I'm an associate director at Lake Forest College, and my email is below. Thanks so
Thank you,
much.
Molly. We'll leave that up for just a second.
Oops.
And then I'll remind everyone, if you have questions for any of our presenters, use the Q&A button. Make sure to name the school if your question is for a specific school. Next up, we'll hear from the representative from Lakeview College of Nursing.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nija Givens. I'm from Lakeview College of Nursing, and I will talk to you a little bit about our nursing program in just a second. Here at Lakeview, all we do is nursing. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to get started. So like I said, all we do is nursing. So our students are transferring in from any regionally accredited four-year university or community college after they complete their gen eds and prereqs. So you would be coming to us as a college junior or senior. Once you complete our program, our students have a bachelor's of science in nursing degree, and then they take the NCLEX, which is the state license board, to receive their RN license. So about 88% of our students pass that NCLEX on the first time. Also, about 91% of our students that are qualified applicants actually get admitted into the college. The reason I tell you about that is because we have two campuses, typically we don't have to wait list a lot of students. Our main campus is in Danville, Illinois. That's about 2.5 hours from Chicago. Our other campus is in Charleston, Illinois. That's about 2 hours from St. Louis. So both of the campuses are right central in the Midwest, 2 or 3 hours away. Then you can get the big city feel, but then you come back to us for your nursing courses. All of our campus locations offer really great amenities. We have a very impressive skills lab. Anything that can happen in our skills lab, we can actually simulate with our simulators. So we actually have a full-on birthing simulator and adult pediatric simulators as well. With that, our students are able to practice before they go to clinicals and also during clinicals as well. Our students are on campus. We do not offer any hybrid courses. We are social distancing, following all CDC guidelines, but our students are active in going to lectures, going to medical facilities for those clinicals, and they get to practice on campus as well. So for tuition and cost, tuition is about $27,000 for 1 year. Again, our program is a 2-year program after you complete your first 2 years at another school. We do offer many private scholarships. We are a private college, so there's no in or out of state tuition. Tuition is the same for all of our students. About 46% of our students did receive scholarships, and about 84% of our students all receive some type of financial aid. To apply for all of our private scholarships, we just make sure that our students apply for the FAFSA so that they're eligible for all of our private scholarships. Since all of our students are transferring in, we do offer several transfer-specific scholarships. One is merit-based, that's with the value of $20,000, and there's also a need-based scholarship as well, based on income, that is $20,000 as well, just to mention a few of those. Since all of our students are transferring in, it's really my job as the admissions recruiter to make sure that once you graduate high school and you're starting to take those prereq and general ed courses, that you're going to be a qualified candidate once you do apply to Lakeview. So what I really do is make sure that you're taking those right classes. I start working with students once they start taking their English classes, their anatomy, biology courses, things like that. All the classes have to be with a C or higher, and I would just make sure that you're taking those right courses. So we do offer transfer guides. Students that I'm working with right now that are applying for our spring deadline are actually sending me their unofficial transcripts. We do have to have a cumulative GPA of 2.5, and students have to take a HESI entrance exam, and that is basically a test that will test you over your reading, your anatomy, your biology, your chemistry, things like that. We are also not looking at anything that you're taking in high school unless it's something for dual enrollment that you would get college credit for. So I personally won't be looking at your SAT scores, your high school GPA. I'm strictly looking at what you're doing in college. So what that means is once you complete those 60 credit course hours, then you send me your official transcript. You do an online application, 2 references, and then the HESI exam, and then we review you from there. This is an example of that checklist of required courses that you would have to take. So English courses, speech, anatomy, chemistry, microbiology. One thing that I can advise you as high school students is that if you're really interested or think that you just might even have a passion for science or nursing or anything in the medical field, start taking some of those science courses. If there's dual enrollment credits, see if you can enroll in those as well so that you can meet some of those required courses when you do apply for college and for whatever major program that you would be going into. Now, we do offer 2 admissions deadlines, so we accept students in the fall and the spring. So right now we have students that are actually getting ready to apply for the spring semester. We extended our deadline for 2021. So if you know anyone or if you have dual enrollment credits for those seniors and you think you might be ready to start in spring, please feel free to contact me. But again, this is something that you'll probably be applying for once you're a sophomore in college. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at admissions@lakeviewcol.edu. Our website is listed here. We do offer virtual tours and on-campus tours as well. And we have a really great YouTube channel that actually will show you some testimonials from our students, how they feel about the transfer process, and also you'll get a look into our skills lab as well. That's all I have right now. If you all have any questions, like I've said, please feel free to send me an email, whether it's about Lakeview or just applying to nursing school in general. Thank you guys so much and have a good evening.
Thank you very much. You can also use the Q&A button to ask questions of any of our presenters this evening. Just make sure that if it's addressed for one school, make sure you name that school in your question. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Loyola University, Chicago.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I'm going to start off by sharing my screen as well. All right, my name is Tara Crisp. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at Loyola University, Chicago, and I work primarily with students coming from the West Coast. I've been working for Loyola for 10 years, so I'm very familiar with everything Loyola. I'm going to give you a quick snapshot of Loyola. We're the largest Jesuit college in the country. We serve about 17,000 diverse students. 12,000 of those are going to be undergraduates. And as a mid-sized university, we have all the academic and social resources of a larger school while still providing those, small close-knit communities and small class sizes. You can see here that we have a pretty diverse student population with students from 50 states and over 121 different countries. 41% of our students are students of color, and we have lots of programs and organizations on our campus that really support our diverse student population, starting with our Office of Student Diversity and Multicultural Affairs. Loyola strives to be a home of all faiths, so we really embody the values of Jesuit education, which are going to be around focus of the care of the whole person, global awareness, service, being men and women for others. And regardless of your major at Loyola, you're going to have the opportunity to serve others and learn about social justice issues. We want you to really form your own opinions and have those difficult conversations. So we not only believe in equipping our students to be ready for the workforce, but to be citizens ready to give back to the community and make the world a better place. So Loyola does have 2 undergraduate campuses in the city of Chicago. So the top 2 pictures that you see here are of our Lakeshore campus. This is going to be a traditional campus. It's a 35-acre campus nestled in the residential neighborhood of Rogers Park, right along Lake Michigan. So again, really does create that traditional college experience. 8 miles south, you'll see our Water Tower campus, and this campus lies in the heart of downtown Chicago, right off of Michigan Avenue. So this is going to be home to our School of Business, Communications, Education. This is where we really do kind of get the best of both worlds, because our students get to live on that residential campus and still get the benefits of being in a big city and having that more urban campus as well. So a little bit about Chicago. I feel like I'm like fourth, fifth in line. So I feel like we've already heard quite a bit about the city. And, you know, again, large city, 3 million people. And as a university, what we really try to do is we really want our students to experience the best of Chicago. And so we get discounted tickets to sporting events like Cubs games and music festivals like Lollapalooza. Last year, students got to go see Hamilton for like $10. So, I mean, bottom line, I think you guys are getting the gist that this city has tons to offer. And at Loyola Chicago, we kind of consider it a giant classroom. So we really want our students to really integrate themselves in the classroom, and we help facilitate that. Now, speaking a little bit of classrooms, let's switch gears a bit. At Loyola, our students enjoy studying over 80 different majors and minors. We have 45 5-year dual degree programs. So that means that you stay for 1 extra year and get your graduate degree done. And we also have a medical school and a law school. Our most well-known programs are going to be in the health sciences, which does include a direct entry nursing program. Our School of Business, which is ranked the #1 undergraduate business program in the city of Chicago. School of Communications is also a really strong program, and also our School of Environmental Sustainability, which does put us on that list of greenest schools in the country. So I think right now we're ranked 5th for the greenest schools, which is kind of cool. Outside the classroom, we're going to be really busy. We have over 250 different student organizations. Those are going to range from Greek life to Division I athletics, along with club and intramural sports. We were ranked the #1 intramural sports program in the country last year by Best Colleges. So lots of things to get involved in. Studying abroad is also a really popular option. About 1 in 3 of all of our students go study abroad at 150 programs in 70 different countries. Plus, we actually have our own campuses abroad. We have one in Rome, Italy, and one in Ho Chi Minh City, making it really easy and accessible for all of our students to go and study abroad. Loyola is also continuously looked at for service and engagement. We've got an incredible success rate. About 98% of our students have jobs or in grad school within 3 months of graduating. And again, I mentioned to you guys about our greenest school efforts, you know, lots of sustainability efforts on our campus. So now if you guys are ready to apply to Loyola Chicago, or maybe you're a little early and you're just checking things out, you can do so for free through our website or through the Common App. We are rolling admissions. So what that means is that you apply and we read applications upon completion. So we also use a holistic review process. We will be completely test optional for fall 2021. That does include some of our more competitive majors like nursing and engineering. You will also be considered for merit scholarship, even if you go test optional. And then please apply by a priority deadline, which is December 1st, to be considered for merit scholarship. And you'll definitely want to, because 98% of our students are receiving some sort of grant or scholarship, with the average package being $28,000 per year. So this has really put us on the list of schools for best value by US News and World Report. So that's pretty much all I have for you. I am your admissions counselor. I am here to help. So please reach out anytime. I know this is probably not how you expected your college search process to go. So please lean on myself and our other, admission professionals to really help you get through this process. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And one last time, I will remind everyone to use the Q&A button if you have questions for any of our presenters. And if it is a question for a specific school, make sure you note that in your question when you type it in. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Millikin University.
Hello, thank you so much. So I will share my screen here real fast. All right. Awesome. So Millikin University is located in Decatur, Illinois. We're about as central Illinois as you can be. Decatur itself has about 75,000 people, and we are very close to Springfield and Champaign and Bloomington, and about 3 hours south of Chicago, since that's one of the closer cities that is to us. So this is a picture of our campus. With that, you can see that we have about 2,000 students on Millikin's campus, but you can see that it doesn't feel like 2,000 students. I myself came from a very small town, and having attended Millikin, I graduated in 2018. I think I had a graduating class in high school of about like 130. So this was an upgrade for me, but if you have a really big high school, it'll probably feel a little bit smaller than that. But with the benefit of having smaller class sizes of maybe only 18 to 23 students, The connections that we have to the industry, especially with our performance learning master classes that we bring to campus, it's going to feel like you're at a bigger university, which is a really big benefit. So we do have 4 colleges and schools within the entire Millikin University. So if you're interested in sciences or technology, engineering and math, and English and communication, a lot of those majors are going to fall in the College of Arts and Sciences. If you're interested in the College of Fine Arts, I myself was a theater major while I was at Millikin, but my minor was in psychology. So College of Fine Arts is going to have theater and music as well as art. We've also recently added arts technology and arts administration because sometimes people are interested in the art, but maybe themselves are not a performer. So if you're more technologically minded, but you would like to find that in the fine arts, or if you'd like to, become a curator for an art gallery or become an artistic director for a theater company, you can find majors like that in the College of Fine Arts. In the College of Professional Studies, that's where you will find those professional degrees. So that's going to be School of Nursing, School of Education, and also exercise science and sport in that particular college. And the Tabor School of Business as well will hold entrepreneurship, accounting, finance, international business, business management, a lot of those majors. So Millikin University is by far very much a liberal arts school where you can pursue many different any major that you would like to, but also there are opportunities to be involved outside of your major as well, be it in Greek life or in athletics and other opportunities such as that. So as I said, we have about 2,000 students on Millikin's campus, but students come from 37 states as well as 35 different countries. We have an excellent study abroad program, but also with exchange students that are coming to campus. There are so many different students from so many different parts of the world that get to be here and share in the Millikin experience. And you do have that 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So even with some of your junior year classes and your senior year classes, that means that you're maybe going to have like maybe 8 to 10 students. So at a smaller school, you get more individual opportunities so that the faculty get to know you more and you get to have really great discussions with your peers. So not only do you get to talk about what you're talking about in class, but then you really get to know one another and learn how to collaborate with people who don't necessarily look like you, maybe don't identify the same way that you do, and have lived maybe entirely different lives, but you get to work together in an educational environment. 100% of our students do receive merit scholarships, and those amounts range depending on the tuition every year. At this point, it is $38,000 approximately for our tuition, but we encourage, especially for private institutions where you can receive a merit scholarship within your school acceptance packet, we really encourage you to be able to, look at the merit scholarships. There are other organizational scholarships as well to be able to pursue while you're at Millikin. And we also have a 96% graduate success rate for students entering employment or entering graduate school within 6 months of graduation, sometimes even before they graduate from Millikin. We really want to make sure that as the #3 school in the entire state of Illinois to help students land a job when they graduate, we want to make sure that you are going to college to be able to pursue the career that you want. We also have 50+ academic programs, and also we are a Division III school in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. And that Division III aspect really helps you to be able to balance a full academic life and a full athletic life if that's what you want to do. So something I really want to highlight when we say performance learning, what it means is that you get a chance to fully implement what you do, potentially in a student-run business venture, with co-teaching. If you're interested in education, you are entering the Decatur Public Schools within your freshman year, and you are working together with a peer to practice putting together lesson planning. And over the course of 4 years, and not just when you're student teaching, you are practicing what it is that you are learning in the classroom. If you're interested in music, you can take classes on a tour bus and be able to be a roadie with a band such as Pigface, led by Martin Atkins, who has had contracts with 9 Inch Nails and other bands such as that. So you get a chance to have Millikin curriculum while you are taking a 2-week class in a tour bus, which is so awesome. We have Pipe Dream Studio Theater, and that is a completely student-run theater company where the students are the artistic directors. They are the executives, they're the managers. They help to cast the shows. They help to be able to hire their roles for each of the show's production teams. So that is an awesome opportunity if you're interested in theater. We have the Big Blue Satellite Press, where they are actually a printing press where they use olden time, ways of being able to do printmaking, but then incorporate it with contemporary styles of printmaking as well. So learning about the old to incorporate in the new, which is so awesome. Blue Connection is a completely student-run art gallery in downtown Decatur, just 5 minutes away from campus. We have Millikin Arts Cafe. So that is where students in the School of Music get a chance to implement set lists and to be able to, schedule who all is going to be playing on the Arts Cafe stage, and be able to invite Millikin artists that would like to do slam poetry or have a music group that they would like to have a chance to perform where they might not otherwise have the chance to. So that's a really great student-run organization as well. We have Blue Brew Coffee, which is a student-run coffee company in downtown Decatur as well, completely run by students in the Tabor School of Business, understanding what it's like to be able to have to run something where you have to sell food products and drink products to the local Decatur community. And MUPC, with the little cute squirrel in the bottom right corner, that's going to be Millikin University Performance Consulting. They actually bring on real clients from the Decatur community to be able to share how to, building a website, web security, and understanding how to be more technologically present for their business, and really just kind of up the ante with that. And applying to Millikin, we do have a very simple free application process. If you are familiar with commonapp.org, we do have that where you can fill out a super detailed application and send it to us and any other school, so you can do one application all at once. But if you'd also like to apply on our website, you can go to millikin.edu/apply. And all you'd have to do is fill out that form, and all that we require from you if you have a GPA above a 2.75 is a transcript. We are test optional this year. We actually were not test optional before this year, but knowing that COVID in this crazy world right now, that testing is very hard to access, you do not have to send us your test scores. If you want to send them our way, please feel free. We would love to be able to see those if you want to send us that score. If you have a GPA below a 2.75, we know that you aren't defined by a number. You're not defined by a GPA or a test score. So please just send us 2 letters of recommendation, or you can have an admission counselor interview with us. So just let us know, and we would be happy to talk with you more. Being a Millikin alumni myself, I truly enjoyed my time at Millikin. The fact that I got to be in, theater productions and be a manager and do some writing, but also I just was really interested in psychology. So I wanted to be able to have broad experiences across different majors and programs. So that is all I have from Millikin University. Please let me know if you want any more information, and I'd be happy to contact you. It was great to talk with you today.
Thank you very much. And as we get to all the questions that are in the Q&A, I'd like to invite everyone who presented, each of our presenters, to come back on. And we have about 3 minutes left, so we'll just do a quick round robin in the order that you presented. And I'll play talk show host here, but to give a little bit of added information about each of your schools. And like I said, we'll go in order, and I'll kind of announce which school I'm asking this of. But the question is the same for all of you, and that is to share your favorite campus and or school tradition. And we'll start with Columbia College Chicago.
All right, thanks again, Russ, for being here. Every year our students produce an urban arts festival, albeit this year it was digital, but in normal years, I suppose, it takes place right on the streets of Chicago.
Awesome. About DePaul University.
Yeah, I talked about this a little bit in my presentation, but that Chicago quarter class that every student takes their first year, I think is a great way for students to kind of establish their own place and their own sense of tradition with the city of Chicago as they, kind of get to know what else is out there beyond our 2 campuses. With so many of our students coming from out of state, it's just a great way to get to know the city on your own terms and not view it as a tourist.
Awesome. Lake Forest College.
Lake Forest has a fabulous tradition with research. We have this opportunity for rising sophomores where for either a month or 2 months, they do research alongside a faculty member. They're often published as a result and then present at future conferences. So it's really exciting for students.
Excellent. Lakeview College of Nursing.
So Lakeview has a really great tradition in that each year we have a triage day for our nursing students. So this means that our graduating seniors walk into the skills lab. They have no idea what's going to take place, but our underclassmen are actually helping them. They're in on the scenario. So I think one year it was a tornado had touched down. So they were actually working with our simulators, working with costume makeup to triage patients. It's really cool. They really get to use their on-spot skill assessments and things like that. It's really awesome.
Loyola University, Chicago.
That is really awesome, by the way. One of my favorite traditions is that we have these green doors that were actually part of our original campus, and they never open except for when our students walk through them after convocation their freshman year. And then when they graduate, they walk out of them and then they're locked again. And then when they go out onto the quad after they walk through them for the last time, we do a senior toast. So all of their professors will be out there waiting for them, and we've got glasses of champagne, and they get to kind of go around and talk to their professors. And it's just a really sweet tradition.
Oh, cool. And last but not least, Millikin University.
At Millikin, we have a wonderful tradition where Vespers is a Christmas choral concert that also brings together instrumentalists as well. We have a huge performance venue that has almost 2,000 seats, and there are 4 performances, and it sells out all three, if not all 4 of the performances as well. And there are people that have been attending. I think it's like 65th, 66th year, and there are people from not just Decatur but from around the country that have attended all of those performances. And you know, it's something that brings everybody together, whether you are a choir nerd like me, or if you just absolutely love to be able to come together to Millikin for the holidays. And it's one way to bring everybody of all faiths, of all majors, of all interests, to be able to just kind of come together for the peaceful holiday season.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you all for sharing your favorite traditions for each of your schools, and also all the great information you shared about each of your institutions. And I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted tonight and tomorrow, so be sure to sign up for additional ones at strivescan.com/collegewise. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings, same website, strivescan.com/collegewise. Once again, thank you to each of our 6 presenters this evening for taking the time to share all that information. And thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your Monday night.